Director Basker, Past Director PT, good to see you. District Governor-elect, all of our other current, future, and past governors, leaders, presidents-elect, secretaries-elect, especially spouses. I want to say hello to all the spouses here tonight. Can we give them a round of applause? I do that because I have to apologize to my wife quite often for my passion for Rotary. So on behalf of all of your spouses who spend their lives doing good Rotary work, I apologize for them. And I thank you for your support. So first I wanted to say thank you to Director Basker. He's spent the last week with me. He organized this. Many emails went back and forth. My staff in Evanston kept on him to make sure that they were getting what they needed. They didn't even keep me in the loop at that point. But he kept on to make sure that we could make this happen, and he stuck with me all week. And please, I would ask you to say thank you to Basker for me. And you should be very proud of him, because he is representing your zones, your country, so well on the board of directors. He has raised new standards for your country and for our organization, and I am proud to work with you. I'd also like to say thank you to our newly committed additional AKS members, and I really hope that I get to be in Evanston next year when you come to make that final, and we can recognize you with all the formality that you deserve for assisting us and giving to the foundation. And yeah, please. Tonight I hope to tell you a few stories about what the Rotary Foundation does, so you really understand why somebody would give such significant sums of money to our foundation. Because it's not about just giving to charity. It's about making a difference in the world and helping us to change people's behavior. So it's very special, and we should all recognize how special it is. But tonight I really want to talk to our presidents-elect. You're the ones who have our organization in your hands. It's up to you to take Rotary International to the place where we should be. Only our clubs can do that. I can't do it. Our board can't do it. Our Rotary clubs are the heart and the soul of who we are and what we do. So it's up to you. Your clubs said that of all the members in your club, you are the best leader for next year. Right? Right? Okay. Does that scare you? I remember when they asked me, it scared me to death. But you have a choice to make as an incoming president. And I'm going to ask you tonight to make that choice. Either you continue what the club has been doing and survive, or you step up to be the best leader that your club has ever seen. Which one would you choose? All of you, okay? Because you're not allowed to have the first choice. Are you going to be the best leader your club has ever seen? All right, good. That's what we need. We need Rotary with energy. We need Rotary with leaders. We need our clubs to have the best leaders. And I have to tell you, as you've heard, I've been to a few pets over the last few weeks. And I've been to a number of pets right here in your country. And I am so impressed with what you are doing for Rotary in India. And as long as nobody quotes me, I have to tell you, they must have saved the best for last. Because you guys are really poised to have an amazing year next year under your leadership of both the governor this year and the governor-elect. And I love hearing your goals and what you're going to accomplish. because I know everybody's going to help you to do that. So you've made a choice. You're going to be the best leader ever. I'd like to give you 4 elements of a great leader. If you do these 4 things, then you really can be the inspiration to your club and to your communities. First, I want you to show that you have a sense of love and caring and empathy for your members, for your communities, for your families, and for yourselves. Don't ever forget yourself. You need to stand tall and have that same caring. But you've got to show the love. You've got to show, as Director Basker said, each member of your club individually, you have to look them in the eye and make sure they know that they're important to you, that they're important to the club. Don't stand at the microphone and say it. Look each member in the eye and say, I want to work with you to be the best club that we've ever had. Can you do that? Okay, so we're going to show some love. But you also need to show energy with that and enthusiasm. So when you get the first opportunity to get back at your microphone in front of your members, I want you to show them a level of enthusiasm that they've never seen before from you. I want them to sit back and say, wow, what happened to that Pets they went to? They've come back ready to light a fire under us. What happens when you show that kind of energy? What happens when you show that kind of energy? You inspire them. It's contagious. If they see you with energy, they get energy. They feed off of what they feel from you. Because it's not the words that we say. Tomorrow, you're not going to remember anything I said tonight. Well, I hope that's not true. I hope you remember some of it. But I hope you do remember how you feel. And that you feel like there's an energy and an enthusiasm in our organization that is going to take such a hold of Rotary that next year is going to be the most amazing year we ever saw. That's what I want you to feel tomorrow. The next is audacity. We need to be audacious in our thinking. We need to think bigger than we've ever thought before. We need to think about our goals and make sure that they're challenging goals. A little worried that we can make it or not, but because we know that Rotarians will stand up and achieve whatever goals we set. So be challenging. If I remember right, $3 million for the foundation. I think Director Basker helped you tonight with that. Yes, please. And your membership goal, fantastic. But it can only happen if the presidents of the clubs make it happen. I can't do it. Your district governor-elect can't do it. You are the key to making it happen. And the last skill that you need is to lead by example. You need to show the club that whatever you ask of them, you're going to do yourself. If there's a service project, you're out there first. If you're going to ask them for a donation, you make one first. If you're asking them to bring in another member to the club, you bring in one first. Lead by example. So I'm asking you to show the love, show the caring, show your energy level at a higher pitch than it's ever been. Have some bold goals and lead by example. Can we do that? And if we do that, we can make some transformational programs. You can make a major difference in your community and around the world. Transformational, high impact. You've heard those terms already tonight. So, where do we go from here? Now you're leaders. Now you've got your club inspired. We're going to do some things. But what's the number one program that we've already done as an organization that is transformational? Polio. We are in the final stages of eradicating polio off the face of the earth. We started with 350,000 people a year, mostly children. This year, we've had 8 cases of polio. 8 children who have contracted a horrible disease. There's only 3 endemic countries left. Nigeria, but they haven't had a case since August of 2016. They're almost 2 years. We know we have to wait at least 3 years to certify that there is no wild polio virus left in any child or in any stream, any puddle of water. But Nigeria is really working hard. The Rotarians there, you would be so proud of them, of what they're doing. We know the Boko Haram is a problem, but they're working through that. They're immunizing all the children so that we can ensure that we fulfill the promise to the children in Nigeria. Then we have Pakistan, Afghanistan. Pakistan, unfortunately, had a case last week, but it's the first case in 4.5 months. That's the longest they've ever gone. Pakistan is very close to seeing the last case. And then there's Afghanistan, who's had the other 7 cases. But we believe that any one child now that contracts polio could be our last case. We truly are almost at 0. You notice we're not saying this close anymore. We're almost at 0. But I want to say a special thank you to you tonight. Because in India, you have been certified as polio-free. And you did that. The Rotarians of India got together and said, we're going to eradicate this disease from our country. People around the world said India was going to be the last country to eradicate polio. Rotary proved them wrong. You proved them wrong, because Rotarians stood up and said, no, we're going to get rid of polio now. And you should thank all of those leaders who have spent their lives, and all the Rotarians who've been out there immunizing and working with this system to make sure it's gone. I thank you for all that you've done. But remember, it's not just polio that's transformational. We have many other things we do. We know our areas of focus, what we do with water and sanitation, what you do with WASH in schools. What an opportunity that you have. You already have this big program in front of you that you're bringing a change in behavior for young people in all the schools in this country. You're a part of that. And again, you should stand proud to be a part of that. I had the good fortune to visit 2 of the schools that Rotary has brought this in, and to watch these kids stand in front of the sink, turn the water on, and sing a song while they wash their hands, with the biggest smiles on their faces that you could imagine. You know how that makes me feel? That makes me realize the power that Rotary has to change behavior, to begin a new beginning in life for these young people who are going to go home, they're going to teach their families, and they're going to have fun doing it, and the health care for your country is going to change. Because you brought the schools water and sanitation. You have a lot of reasons to stand proud. Washington schools. There's another opportunity you have. You have something called CSR. And if I could move that to other countries, I would do it tomorrow. What an opportunity. Every corporation in the country has to give 2% back to charity, and our areas of focus are a perfect fit for CSR. If you organize that right and you talk to those corporations, you will far exceed your goals. They want to help and they want to find the right partner. It's early in the program, so they're still looking to see who should be their partners. If they understand Rotary, who we are and what we do, there's just no question, because nobody else in India does what you do. Nobody else. It's sitting there waiting for you. Go get it. Can you do that? Fantastic. Fantastic. So other programs around the world. It's not just here. You've got global grants. You see where the funds from the foundation go, where the amazing donors that you have. You've seen what we've done with polio eradication because we have the funds to do it. Bill Gates, he gives us almost $1 billion, $1 billion US he gives to Rotary. He didn't give it to WHO. He didn't give it to UNICEF. He didn't give it to the CDC. He didn't even do it himself. He gave it to Rotary because he knows that every dollar he gives Rotary Foundation will go to what he wants it to go to. He knows how great our foundation is. He knows that CNBC rated us as the #3 foundation in the world for doing good. We get those kind of donations because of the power of our foundation, of the accountability, of the transparency. We do other things as well. You heard earlier about the Haiti earthquake in January of 2010. Earthquakes come with no warning. They just happen. It was 5 to 5 on a Tuesday afternoon, and earthquake strikes. Within minutes, 400,000 people died. It was an unbelievable tragedy that struck a nation that just could not ever be prepared for such a tragedy. 400,000 deaths, 1.2 million people homeless, thousands trapped under the debris, and everybody trying to think what to do, how to help. Rotary gets a call that night. Our district has 10 countries. Haiti is one country. We'd already had a program where every assistant governor had a satellite phone in case of a disaster. We thought hurricanes. Earthquakes are also disasters. So the assistant governor had a satellite phone. He called me that night, told me some of the details of what's happening, and we set about a plan as to what we're going to do going forward. Phase 1, we need to send you supplies every single day, from the Bahamas to Haiti, small plane, 4-hour flight. You can't land in the country because the airport has been damaged and the US military has taken it over. So the doctor who called, he already had that night 100 people who he was helping in his house, in his yard, anywhere they could stay, because they had one injury or another. So he would call us at night and tell us what he needed in the way of medical supplies and medications. We'd put it on a plane before dawn in the morning. We'd land on a Rotarian's grass strip, and another Rotarian would bring his truck, fill the truck, drive to Port-au-Prince so he could take care of the folks who he was helping. That's a Rotarian in Haiti, a Rotarian in the Bahamas. A past district governor was helping with his airstrip. An assistant governor was helping with his truck. Rotary was the first organization to bring help to the people after the earthquake. Rotary. So we did that for 45 days, and then we had to move on to the next phase. Next phase being major projects to restore some of what they had lost. We said, okay, the children have to be our priority. They have to get back to school. We set about rebuilding 40 schools and putting back to school 29,526 children. In Haiti, if a child doesn't go to school, they probably don't get any nutrition. So we needed to get them to school. And quick side story, in Haiti, we couldn't bring in supplies for the building. There was just no way to get anything into the country of that size and weight. So we actually purchased everything locally, which empowers the economy to start coming back. So we actually made the bricks that we built the schools with. We didn't buy brick. So everything we had to start. So, long story short, 60 countries of Rotary contributed to our efforts. 60 countries. Over 2,500 clubs, districts, individuals contributed to our efforts. The Rotary world just came together and said, we're going to be here to stand by you, to help you to finish all of these projects. And they did. Countries around the world that not even sure where the Bahamas is, but they did it. That's the organization that you're a part of. That's the organization that you should be proud to be a part of, and the one that you as presidents are going to take in that better direction next year. And I want you to be very familiar with our vision statement. It's a new vision that Rotary came up with last year. I really want you to digest it because it means so much. This is where we want to be as an organization. Together, we see a world where people unite. Okay, the message is we're doing this together. We're all in this as one. And we see a world where we bring others to join us. Others we unite because we need partners. We need people to come together and work with us. Those partnerships are going to make us truly successful. Bill Gates is an amazing partner, but Coca-Cola partners with us in some countries. They've done a lot to help us in Pakistan, as an example. We have partners that are stepping forward, and we're going to develop more and more of those so we can do more work. So together, we see a world where people unite and take action. We're not dreamers. We are dreamers, actually, but we're not only dreamers. We're dreamers who know that we have to make it happen afterwards. So we take action to create lasting change. We know in the foundation we've talked about sustainability. Our programs have to be sustainable. They've got to be there for the long term. They've got to be sustainable. We've got to create lasting change. To me, change is the key word. It's not just in our service, it's not just in our projects, it's in our clubs. You need to think about what in your club needs to change. Are you enticing for new people to come and be a part of your club? When you stand back as an outsider and look at your club, do you see all the elements that need to be there? The great speakers, the great fellowship, the good service projects, the well-organized every meeting. If not, that's the change that you need to look at. We need to be in a position where people outside of Rotary are saying, I want to be a part of that. Every time I see what you do, I want to be a part of that. If we can do that, we don't have to talk about membership because we're going to grow organically. We need to show the world who we are and what we do, and we need to go in that better direction. So think about that change, and the change is across the globe because we're international. We make difference in countries around the world, in our own communities, and in ourselves. Now, the in ourselves is a little new to Rotary. We've always been very humble, and we don't talk about the good work we do, but it's time we told the world what we do. It's time for us to be proud and appreciate that when we look into the eyes of a mother as she's holding her child, and those 2 drops go in the mouth, and the mother knows that Rotary has just saved the life of that child from polio, and you see her eyes. I don't know about you, but that brings lasting change to me, because that tells me the power that this organization has to do good in our world. We've got to keep understanding that. We've got to make those changes. But my favorite quote is from Antoine de Saint-Exupéry. He said that if you want to build a boat, you don't start by collecting wood, cutting boards, and assigning tasks. You start by awakening in the soul of your workers a longing for the vast and boundless sea. A longing for the vast and boundless sea. To me, that just tells me what we have to do as Rotary clubs. As presidents, you have to awaken in the soul of your Rotarians, awaken in the soul of your members, a longing for a better world, a longing for a world where our children, a longing for a world where our children have love, have a roof over their head, have food to eat, a longing where our women get educated, a longing for every person getting fresh water to drink and good sanitation, a longing for a world with no conflict, a longing for a world with peace. And it's from that quote and that desire, when you awaken the soul of somebody, you inspire them. You inspire them to know that as an individual, they can do more than they've ever done before. And that's why we ask you to be the inspiration. Go ahead. If we can awaken in the souls of our members, all 1.2 million of them, imagine what we can do. It's up to you to inspire all of the members in your district. Because they're going to go out and they're going to inspire our communities. They're going to inspire our families. And we can do anything that we set our minds to do. We can dream the impossible dream and then make the impossible happen. I personally believe nothing is impossible for Rotary. I also wanted to explain the logo. Most of us can see the wave. We recognize that right away. The colors of the logo come from the sea, the sand, and the sun of the Bahamas and the Caribbean. And I give total credit to my wife for choosing the colors. We have a rule in my house. I'm not allowed to choose colors. So the scarf, the tie, the logo, all the colors came from Esther. So the blues of the wave, obviously from our waters, but a wave is a force of nature that makes change. It might look like a hurricane wave, but it's really a gentle wave that makes change. Rotary is also a force of nature that makes positive change around the world. Under the tip of the wave is the shape of a heart. And that's because Rotary has heart. We're a force of nature, we have heart. To the right, where you have those oranges and reds from the sun and the beach, that's in the shape of a sail, because a sail has direction. Rotary is a force of nature for changing our world for the better, with heart, and has direction. The direction is in your hands. And I'm asking you to look carefully at what direction our organization needs to go in, to continue doing good in our world, to continue making a difference, to continue giving hope to those who otherwise don't have hope. It's in your hands to be the inspiration. So finally, I want to say thank you to you for all that you've done, all that you're doing. But I just want to bring you a special thank you from a young man that I met a few weeks ago. I was in Africa and in Malawi visiting a school with 4,000 children, 38 teachers. If you do the math, you'll realize that classrooms were up to 200 students for one teacher. Rotary had just brought in one well, first fresh water they had, and 2 toilets. 2 toilets for 4,000 children. Many months, all months, a lot of the females simply wouldn't go to school. So Esther and I are in a classroom talking to the children, and they're happy. The smiles on their faces, and they're talking to the Rotarians because they know them, because they're there, and they support the school. And one of the little youngsters, 11 or 12 years old, he walks up to me, he points to my Rotary pin, and he said, I want to say thank you, because when I see the Rotary pin, I know that it's because of Rotary and people who wear this that we have fresh water to drink and that we have some toilets. And we know we're going to get some more toilets because of what Rotary does. So please say thank you to Rotarians. So on behalf of him, I'm here tonight to say thank you to all of you for the children around the world. You're changing lives for children and others that you'll never see, you'll never meet. You'll never even know you touched them. But you've changed their lives. Stand proud to be a Rotarian. Stand proud to take our organization where we need to go for the future. There is no other organization like Rotary. We're unique. And we're unique because of what you do as leaders in your district. And I thank you for everything you're doing. Thank you.
Friends, let's give our Rotary President-elect a standing ovation for one of the best inspirational speeches. A louder round of applause, please. May I request PDG SVRM Ramanathan to please come on stage and show our love and affection. Thank you.